Hello, Essential Healthy Lifers. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm here with you tonight for day 12 of the GamePlan Bootcamp. We're just rolling through this thing. Tonight we are talking and discussing Chapter 15 of the GamePlan book by Sarah Harnish. This is the complete strategy guide to go from starter kit to silver. Can't wait for that. We're going to be talking about growing your business through blogging. Now, there are lots of other tips in here outside of blogging. So even if you don't plan or are not planning to grow your business through social media, there are some really great tips in here, some really great advice, and so I definitely think this is worth taking a listening to. So tonight's oil for me is joy. I love joy. It's a very floral scent. Hey guys, welcome all of you who are coming in. So joy, because we are going to be talking about the joys of sharing ourselves and young living with others through social media. Hey everybody, thanks for hopping on. I think I already said that, but hello again. I'm missing some people. Sorry about that. If you left me a comment, I'll go back after. So I'm actually going to put some of this on. I love joy. Only comes in a 15 ml bottle. I love it. It's worth getting. I diffuse it sometimes with orange, lemon, or tangerine. Those are all really good. Hey Trisha, thanks for hopping on. Danielle, Audra, all of you guys. If I missed anybody, sorry. All right, so let's get into this. All right, she says, she goes on to give a little explanation. She says, although her and her husband were able to catapult to platinum in 17 months after they got their starter kit, she'll be the first to admit that she is not tech savvy whatsoever. She's not tech savvy. She did not build her business online. She did it through in-person relationships developed at classes. So I personally believe, and I know some other people do, I believe in doing both. I believe in-person and social media. I think that's very wise. Some people just choose to do in-person. Some people just choose to do social media. Like I said, I feel like even if you don't plan on creating a Facebook business page and growing your business solely on social media, these are really good tips even to apply to your own personal page. So just really great advice here. So what she did is she asked a friend of hers to help her write this chapter, and her name is Mary. And just a little bit about her. She has a blog herself with over 100,000 followers. It's called The Encouraging Home. And so she has built the bulk of her business online. So she does know what she's talking about here. So she says this is also a good place to pause for a moment and talk about a quality that is critical to leave a team. She says, know your weak spots and be willing to delegate them to others and defer to their strengths. So you're not always going to have all the answers. You just need to have a teachable spirit. If you're unable to learn math or online social media platforms, at least smile and pretend that you know what's going on. So again, she goes in to tell a little bit about her friend Mary. And then they get into growing your business online. So she says, word of mouth marketing is one of the most powerful ways to promote your products. But today, with the internet, creativity, and planning, you can get the word out to a larger scale and faster, right? Because like everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. She says, it's about building relationships and gaining trust and caring about people. It's about letting them know that you are not just about selling products to them and getting your paycheck. Okay, so there is an art to this. She says, but you want to show them that you have a passion for helping other people to improve their lives. So that's the goal in what you're sharing across your social media. She says it might take a little longer to get across to online people. It takes a little longer for them to get to know you, but it is possible to go faster than you sometimes think. So she says, share your heart and your passions, but be cautious about what you post or share, because this is all that they are going to know about you. So we have to remember that all of what you're posting on social media is sometimes all people are going to get to see of you. That's it. She says, they look at everything you share, not just what you post about essential oils. She says, be honorable and be the best that you can be. People watch you closely online and you may never know it. I've even talked to Melody about this a time or two. She's had people, oops, excuse me, I'm knocking you guys all over. I'm very sorry. She's had people come out of the woodworks before and just buy a kit. They've been following her for a long time on Facebook, and they've just come around and said, hey, I've been watching you. I've seen your post. I followed you for years. I want to sign up with you. So they're paying attention whether you think they are or not. And just because your, posts aren't getting likes all the time or whatever, people are watching what you're doing. So she says, you want to brand yourself, not your company. Don't build your social media or blog around your company or product. We have talked about this a lot here in Essential Healthy Life. We have tons of social media training. A lot of what's being shared right now are things that we have already gone over. So if you need more training on any of this, I want to add, make sure that you have the password to essentialhealthylife.com, and we have a whole section dedicated to social media training, okay? And how to share outside of just sharing Young Living stock photos. She says, you want to build relationships. You want to compel people to ask you what you do. You don't need to shove down their throats all the time, Young Living, Young Living, Young Living, Young Living. They need to get to know you. Always, though, remember to stay compliant. And compliancy is actually the chapter we're going to go over tomorrow. Melody's going to do that for us. But just watch what you're posting. I know out there you'll see a lot of people sharing non-compliant things, but just stay in your lane and just remember that you need to be compliant. And there is a bunch of information in the back office, and there's also videos in here and in Essential Healthy Life to help you with compliancy. It really is not that hard. Keep up to date on the policies and procedures, she says, which are in your back office. Definitely look over those. Young Living, excuse me, I can't talk tonight. Young Living has a whole list of hot words that you cannot say because we are not doctors. So we can't make claims. And so we got to make sure that we are protecting ourselves and our businesses. So sharing via social media. One of the fastest ways to start sharing is social media. Facebook is the most popular. It's all about creating culture and sharing your stories. So when you post, don't just post one line in a picture, or don't just post a graphic. Give a little story behind why you're sharing this. What made you share this? Even if you're sharing other people's content, like if you're sharing the team members' content out, share why you shared it. Let people know who they are, why you personally follow them, and why you love this content so much. So, and Audra says she printed out the policies and she keeps them in a binder. I actually do have a whole binder of just Young Living stuff that I've printed out as well. That's a really good tip. I don't know where it is. I was looking for it, but I printed out all the stuff too, so I have it right on hand. So if I ever have any questions, I can flip back to that. And I know there's tons of stuff in the back office, but like I shared with you when I gave you the tour, it's really worth taking the time to go through. She says, she says, it's all about creating culture and sharing stories. People aren't buying the product. They are trusting you. So this is where network marketing really differs from just being like a store. People usually will buy because they love you. They want to be doing what you're doing. They want to be a part of that. So share real life pictures of your oils and your diffuser. Show how you're using these in your everyday life and what they're doing for you. She said, but don't spam. Don't be spammy. That's all that you do. You'll want to have a business Facebook page, she recommends, with your blog or your business name. And make sure you follow current Young Living policies about social media pages. So you should post positive, encouraging, and motivational posts. People will be curious about you and want to get into whatever makes you a happier person. So spread joy, be a light, and be an encouragement to people. It should be about building relationships, just like if you were doing this in person. It's the same rule of thumb, whether in person or on social media. Go for the relationship. You post things that encourage, such as your favorite quotes, simple recipes, asking questions, throwing in some product education every now and then, and posting about your product or sale that's going on. So, advertising any events that you have, maybe once a day. If you have a larger audience, twice a day. We've done a lot of training on how to find content for social media, what to post when, how often. All of that is in Essential Healthy Life, so I'm not going to go over that. But basically she says you need to be providing value every single day. So while people follow you on social media to learn more about you and to be encouraged, they also want to know how you can help them. So let them know that, what you can offer to them. Make it about them. Yeah, you just have a few seconds, to capture their attention before they click away, unless they are friends with you or become faithful followers. So you only have a small window to grab someone's attention. So be very aware of that. So she says, again, provide that value every single day. She says that she recommends to get proficient in one platform before adding another. So pick where you want to be, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. Pick which one works for you, stick with that, master that first, okay? And then move on to another one, okay? She says Instagram can be more personal and helps you to connect. Twitter is like text messages. It's great for business and getting your point across in 140 characters or less. I choose to do Facebook. To me, that is the easiest. I have tried before to do Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, and it got too much for me. So I scaled myself back. I got real with myself and said, you know what? I'm struggling to produce content on Facebook, so that's what I'm going to focus on, because that's where I want to be, because that's where most of the people I know are. And like she said here, everyone's on Facebook. That's really, to me, the most popular platform. But whatever you choose, even if it's YouTube, whatever. I was even doing YouTube for a while. Whatever you're doing, just master it. Take in as much information that you can. Go to YouTube University, look up stuff. Just get yourself educated. We have tons of training for you on that as well, especially Facebook. There's lots in Essential Healthy Life. So she says, don't get overwhelmed posting on all the platforms. Again, choose one or two, get really good at those before you move on. So she says, a word of caution. Don't be on social media all the time, okay? It can really take over your life. She recommends that you use a scheduling platform like Hootsuite.com to schedule your post and simplify your life. So we have tons of training on scheduling in Essential Healthy Life. So I'm going to refer you back to there or here in the group. There's tons of training we've already done on this. She says, get on social media several times a day to answer questions and to monitor for trolls and rudeness. Now, in my experience, I really haven't had this on Facebook. I haven't had this incident yet, dealing with someone rude. When I did do Periscope, there was a lot of trolls, but I haven't had that experience yet. So don't get too like, trolls, I don't want to deal with negativity. She says, use the delete and the ban button if needed. Don't be afraid to click those buttons. Your social media platform and your blog is like your home. Would you allow people to enter your home and be rude to you or say ugly things to you? No, you would not. You would protect your family. The same is true for your online presence. So don't get into a peeing contest with people. Just let it go. Bless and release, right? Just bless and release, right? Say a little prayer. Okay, so now she gets into sharing with a blog. So she said, another good way to grow your business online is through a blog or a website. Okay. It can take a lot of time to create these from scratch. So if this is not something where you're like, man, I have no idea how to build a website. This is madness. I can't do that. Or I don't have time to do that. That's okay, because Young Living offers you a website. You do pay for it, but it is the YLD IST, Young Living Dist, I don't know how to say that, .com website. I can type it in the comments. I don't know. I personally chose to build mine on Blogger. I know other people use WordPress. If that's not for you, this is an option. I'm also going to recommend, there is a, she's going to talk about it in a minute, email Marketing Sense is another tool that we have that's available. I've done some training on that as well. There is a website, blog section, and email system all in one, and it's $19 a month. So it takes a lot of the load off for you. So there's just lots of tools. If that's something that you're interested in, it's not a necessity, but it's something that you might want to keep in the forefront of your mind for later on down the road in your business when, you know, you're booming and you got lots of people and you need a place to send them, you know. She said that the Young Living one is nice, it's clean, and you can link to different pages on your social media so they, you know, can find different ways to connect with you. She says, if you want to grow a larger online presence, they recommend a blog. I don't know how I feel about that. I do not personally blog. I know people that are very, very successful, and that's personally not for me, but that's what she recommends to do if that's something that you're into. She says, ask yourself questions. So this is how you're going to figure out what kind of content, whether this is for your website or any social media platform that you're on. She said, what are you an expert at? What do you love? Decide on your niche and what you could talk about every single day, in and out, or a couple times a week, besides essential oils. Again, lots of training on this in Essential Healthy Life. Who is your target audience that you want to help? She says, do you want your blog to just be about essential oils? Do you want to expand to other natural health areas? She recommends blogging about other things than just focusing on one. So she says, you know, she's got her target audience that she targets. She says that she targets family, marriage, parenting, self-care, the natural health interest. She says, do others read my blog that don't fit into that category? Yes. But focus on quality content that can touch the lives and that the people will want to share with others. So there's a saying, you know, if you try to serve everyone, you serve no one. I think that's how it goes. Just narrow yourself down to your target market, which more than likely is you. You usually are a very good target market, right? Because you know what you like and what you expect. So oftentimes you can try to target people who are like yourself, like the same things that you do, you know, and think about yourself where you were before you were interested in oils, and think about some information that you wanted or wish you knew or whatever. And that's the kind of content that you can provide to people. So she goes on to list the 6 steps of starting a blog. So if this is something that you're interested in, it's useful. After she's done with that, we're going to talk about email lists and supporting your team. So stick around even if this is not something that you want to do. Maybe you will eventually. She says 6 steps to starting a blog. The first one is to choose a name. Some people choose their own name. I know Melody has hers at Melody Reynolds. I do mine, The Dailies with Jess. You know, whatever you can do to brand yourself, and you want to make sure that, you know, it's not something that you're going to regret later on, you know, so take the time and really think about, you know, what kind of sums up what you're trying to do. Hers is Encouraging Home, so that's an option. You know, most people just go with their name because that's like easy peasy. So she says, just be a resource and provide great content that can change lives. Number 2 is choose WordPress.org. So she recommends getting a WordPress website. for your own blog, because you can also sell on it. I know Melody and a couple others use WordPress. I do not. I have Blogger. Choice is yours. But I do know that WordPress is the bad mamma jamma. Like if you want a really, really good website, that's pretty much the best one that you can get. And as far as I understand, it's very user-friendly. Maybe Melody can pop some, little commentary down there in the comments about how easy it is to use and, whatever else. She says, number 3, choose a hosting company. So she uses Bluehost. I use Bluehost as well. No, actually I don't. Excuse me. I use GoDaddy. So this is where, you buy your .com, it'll host your website. I did mine all in the same. She says number 4 is choose a domain name. So you want to check to see if it's available. This is pretty much making your .com is what you're doing. And she recommends that you use .com because it is the most popular. So this is usually something that you do have to renew every single year. It's really not that expensive at all. I think mine's under $10. It's very, very cheap. Number 5 is choose a logo. So check your team to see if there are any graphic designers who can help you. We can help you because we showed how to use Canva, which is a free editing program, and that's in essentialhealthylife.com. So you can learn how to make your own graphics and your own logo for your business. We also have some PicMonkey training in there too, I think. Those are both free. Really great resources. She says when you're choosing your logo or designing it, make sure it's something that shows what... There we are! Okay, it's working now. Don't know what happened. Sorry. Okay, so let me recap real quick. Is it working now? It says it's working. Number 1, choose a name. Number 2, choose WordPress.org. Number 3, choose a hosting company. Number 4, choose your domain name. Number 5, choose your logo. Number 6, you're going to create great content. So she recommends that you write several posts before you launch your website or your blog so that you have content ready to go. Okay? So try to blog at least once or twice a week, and perhaps one post can be about essential oils or practical ways to use the oils or DIY projects, etc. She said, and the other weekly post can be something that adds value and encouragement to your readers. So just think about your life and think about some things that you can share, some things that you're an expert on. So she says that a blog is also a great place to create resource pages for your team. Now, this is really the main reason that I created my website, thedailieswithjess.com, if you want to check it out. It took me a lot of time and I had to go through YouTube and do a lot of learning on my own, but I think it's really worth it because I have a lot of resources that I personally designed that I can give to people when they're interested in young living. So, and I'm always constantly creating new resources. She says you can upload files, images, and videos for education and support, and you can make some of these, especially on WordPress, password protected so that only your team can get access to them, kind of like we have essentialhealthylife.com. She says while you want to blog regularly and post on your social media, I'm going to add this on there regularly, you can take some time off from blogging and just post on social media if needed for a little while. I've had to take breaks before, even through social media. I've just had to take a break. It's just life happens sometimes, right? She said this is a good time to recirculate some old content that you have from the past. So just like your Young Living essential oil business, it can continue to grow if you need a few weeks to breathe. But if you take your hands off the wheel for too long, it will slow down. So it's okay to take a break. You know, I recommend if you're taking a break, maybe you just utilize other people's posts and do that if you're kind of getting burnt out. You know, say something great, why you shared it, post it until you get, collected. But don't totally drop off because you really have to build a momentum with social media and you have to be consistent. And it can be really hard to do, especially if you have 50 million things going on. So, if life happens, it happens, but don't completely let go. at least post, once a day. We've recommended before at least posting 8 times a day. I know that can seem a lot, but if you're using a scheduler, it really helps. But if life is crazy, at least make your presence known in 1 to 2 posts. So yes, like Melody said, you have to stay top of mind, and the only way you can do that is by putting your face and your content out there. Let's see what else she says. She just recommends that you be careful not to get burned out in the online world and work at a steady pace. Okay, so now we're moving on from that, and we're going to get to the importance of an email list. She said, while social media platforms are the quickest way to get started sharing, you do not own your friends list or the community on your business page. So they could all disappear and be poof, gone. So she recommends that you set up an email list. I'm going to recommend to you that there is Marketing Sense. They have pre-designed emails that you can just, when a person signs up with you, I've done some training on this in here if you want to learn more about Marketing Sense, but they can sign up to get your emails, because you always want to ask. You don't just want to add people to your list. You make sure, even if they're signing up with you, you make sure that it's okay that you send them emails. But Marketing Sense has pre-designed emails that you just put them in the category, and it automatically sends them an email once a week. Super easy. There's no thought or time on your behalf other than clicking what list you want them to go under. So they have prospects, they have business builders or potential business builders, product users. There's a lot to choose from, and these are already done for you. And remember, Marketing Sense also has that blogger section, so you and it has a website too. And it's really, really nice. I've got a lot of compliments off of it, and it's all done for you. They can order directly through there. I think it's a little bit more personable. Instead of just sending someone your link and they go directly to the sign up page, they can get a lot of education there. So it's just a really good thing to think about. Now, she gives some other suggestions. She said, be careful to read the terms and services agreements. Make sure they allow MLMs or at work at home businesses. She uses Aweber, and she recommends that. I've heard a lot of great things about Aweber. There's also MailChimp, which is free. You're going to have to go to YouTube and kind of, go there and kind of learn how to use these things, but it's really worth it. And like I said, Marketing Sense is pretty easy. It is a monthly cost. If you decide that's something that you want to do, make sure that you let us know, because if you get 3 people who use your referral link, you get it for free. So we're always trying to help each other get that for free. So if that's something you decide to do, it's like $19 a month. Let us know so we can put you under someone who needs it. No, I'm just kidding. Not for real, me. Me, and so we can help each other out. I'm just kidding. She says, people must choose to be added to your email list. You can create a list in your email service and a box on your blog so they can, know how to connect with you. And she says, like I do, don't just add them to your email list. Even when they purchase that kit, ask their permission. She says that you can create a free opt-in, so a gift in exchange for them giving you their email address. I don't know about you, but I get on Pinterest all the time. I'm like, free stuff, and they're like, give me your email for this free download. And I'm like, yeah, okay, because I want that free. That's why I got so many emails coming to me all the time. But she says this can be done on a one-page sheet. You can do an ebook, a phone call, or a video. Be creative and make something valuable that is in taste with what your blog offers. So give them an offer. People like free stuff. They just do. She says, remember to always stay compliant in everything that you write, every post you share. Be compliant. You're responsible for it and where the links lead to once they click through. Okay, so be aware of that. Don't just link to non-compliant stuff, because that can be an issue for you in your business. Be safe and always check before posting. If in doubt, delete it and, ask your upline or go check with the Young Living. Just don't share it. So if you're unsure, just don't even share it. Okay, so this is the last part of this chapter. And it talks about supporting your team online. She says Facebook groups, like what we got going on here, provide an excellent place to support your customers and members. So you can create secret or closed groups and post product education, team news, company news, host contests, and giveaways, and provide a place of community for your team. It is a great place to build relationships and support each other. I personally love all of our Facebook groups. I love y'all so much. You know, Try Harmony has some. We have this. We also have Wise Wellness now. So it's just a great place. I don't know about you, but I am a part of so many groups on Facebook. I just love them. I've met some really awesome people in Facebook groups, and they're a really great source of information. So they're good to have. So you find out that with these groups, your team becomes like family. Ain't that right? Because I feel like we're all related. We all family. We all love each other. Maybe not related, but you know what I'm saying? We love each other up in here. We pray for each other. We support and encourage each other. I think it's really great. She said, you can create learning groups for product education, which we've recently done, and I think it's working really well. She says, as well as business groups like what we got here for those wanting to do the business and learn how to share. Really use these groups to encourage, educate, support, and lead your team. She also says one of the newest features at this time of the printing of this book is, guess what? Live video. We talk about that a lot in here. Doing lives. Lives are great. You can do live videos and connect with members at different times of day. And you can set a time that you will do a video and use that as a team training, like we're doing right now. Look at that, winning. She says, pretty much help your team become a family. So she goes in to tell you how to design a group, you know, what that process is. If you want to know that, you can kind of look that up. It's really simple to do. So she says, encourage leaders and team members to help you answer questions and point people in the direction to the answers. So we want to help people educate themselves. We want to just direct them to tools and resources so they can learn to be self-sufficient and not completely dependent on you. So you're like a guide. You're guiding them to the answer. Create learners and researchers. That's what you want to do, not dependents. As well as with everything you do, be sure to stay compliant. I know we keep saying that, compliant. On social media, your blog, and even in your private groups. You want to set a good example for your team and let them know where they can find their own answers, and that you will have to delete non-compliant questions or answers. Very important. So she ends this by saying the world is a huge place, and building online allows you the opportunity to reach more people than you think possible. This can open many new doors for you. Have fun, be creative while you're helping your family and others. So that was that chapter, sharing through blogging and online. I hope you guys found that useful. Sorry, I got a little bit of tongue-tied there. It's been a day, and that was a lot. It's a lot of information. But just remember that these trainings are going to be forever available to you here in the group, and we're also getting them up in essentialhealthylife.com so you can revisit this. I love this chapter. It had a lot of great points in it, some reminders for me to really think about. I've had to take a break recently from social media. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, and so this was a really good chapter to go through. Please understand that we have tons and tons and tons of training. I know that I've said this throughout, just like the compliancy thing. It's really important. I can't talk tonight. It's really important. But listen, me and Melody, we spent a whole summer designing essentialhealthylife.com to really help you guys. So it really is a one-stop spot. Say that 5 times fast. A one-stop spot for you to get education and training. And there's just a lot of good resources in there specifically for social media training, because that's really what our group focuses on, especially because our leader, Melody, that's how she's building her business. Now, that's not to say that's the only way to build your business. We do recommend that you do both if possible. That's what I do. That's what my team does. My people that are under me, they do a little bit of both. And I recommend that. So even if you're not out for like designing a whole website and having a blog, you know, this can be some really good tips for you to share on your personal page. So just know lots of Facebook training that's in the Resource Center. I keep emphasizing that because if you have questions, please check there first. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to hop off of here and get ready for tomorrow. I hope you guys have an awesome night. And tomorrow, Melanie's going to be on at 2 p.m. and she's going to be talking to you about compliancy. So it's always good. So if you're, you know, it never hurts to revisit these things. I have to still check my book to make sure that I stay compliant. So definitely be there, or you can catch the replay. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.